Welcome, guys, to our YouTube channel. We are the boys from the stands. Basically, we're just football lovers, like die-hard football lovers who have had this passion for football, and we've always wanted to just share our thoughts, our opinions, our reactions to everything football. And finally, we're here. Finally, we started, and we are so glad. And we'll be happy if you all can join us on this journey. Click the subscribe button, like the video, share, comment, and so yeah, let's get started. I'm Paul Peters, and sadly, I'm a Chelsea fan. Very sadly, I'm a Chelsea fan. I know we're going through a lot right now, but sadly, I'm a Chelsea fan.
My name is Jude Junior. I'm a Real Madrid fan. All white.
I'm Madrid.
Okay, hi guys, I'm Sexonel and I'm a Man United supporter. It's a great time to be a Man United supporter right now, and
Of course it is.
yeah, so let's get it rolling, guys.
Anyway, okay, let's dive in. Today we're going to be doing some weekend preview of the weekend games, the top weekend games in the European top 5 leagues. But before we start with the weekend preview, we're going to discuss something that is pretty much on everybody's mind today. We're recording this on Thursday, and it is El Clasico. We don't get a Clasico every week, so this is worth talking about. And for me personally, I can't wait. I can't wait for this one because it's going to be intriguing. I feel like some people forget that the first two matches between Real Madrid and Barcelona this season, the first match against Real Madrid and Barcelona in the La Liga, Real Madrid won that match 3-1, and the second match they played this season, Barcelona won 3-1. So if you are a pundit and you want to guess the prediction for this match, I'm not going to be surprised if you predict 3-1 to Real Madrid as well, just to keep the scoreline going. But anyway, let's hear from our Real Madrid fan, Junior. What do you think? Where do you think this one is leading?
I'm playing at home to Barcelona. I have about just 2 or 3 players not fit to play. Vinicius on hot form. Benzema just got snubbed on FIFA. Basically, Real Madrid got snubbed on FIFA. So, I mean, we get the ginger to go for it. So I'm expecting. You see, I believe I said earlier that I'm excited. Like I can't wait to watch Real Madrid this season because I expect to flog them home and away and go on and collect this trophy. As easy as that. No more talk.
No, sir. What do you think?
Well, I think it's going to be an interesting game. The El Clasico, we all know, is it's a clash of 2 strong heads, and I won't rule Barcelona out of this tie because they are top of the table, and so we expect them to give a fight in the game, even though they are without some of their key players. I think Pedri is still injured, and Lewandowski might likely not play this game due to injury. So I'm not saying it's going to be a stroll in the park for Real Madrid, but it's going to live up to its billing, and we expect a good game between these 2 sides today.
Awesome. I actually think.
Hold on. Please hold on. I know you all do not watch La Liga like I do. Barcelona is not just having injury crisis; they are not in form. Versus Madrid is on hot form. They have a lot of players back. There's a lot of things exciting about the Real Madrid team, including Alvaro Fernandez.
1 goal, my guy. 1 goal, 2 performances.
What?
He has scored 1 goal, and he
This
has
is his second appearance.
Yeah.
This is his second appearance. On his debut, he scored a goal, and they ruled it off as an off. No, he assisted a goal that was ruled off as an offside. And now, if you check that offside, it's like, how do I put this now? Asensio played the ball to him, but on the way, while the ball was going to meet him, the ball touched Valverde, and the ball was already offside. So it's not as if Valverde was the one who played it to him; it was Asensio, and he touched Valverde on the way. And then he gave a lovely assist to Vinicius. That was on his debut. Now, in his second game, do you know he's actually the one who caused the goal that Atletico scored off? He was one marking, what's his name, Jimenez. He was one marking Jimenez, and he missed the ball, he missed the jump. And he went on to score that kind of header. That's some Cristiano Ronaldo goal.
I don't mind.
I'm not trying to be too excited,
He
but
has a lot of
we've
promise.
had
He has a lot of promise.
since Cristiano Ronaldo left. When it comes to number 9, we've tried Bale, we've tried Benzema, we've tried Hazard, Mariano, Jovic, Rodrigo, Modric, Vinicius. We've tried options for number 9. This boy is the only person who has, apart from Benzema and then Rodrigo, obviously Rodrigo plays it well, but it's not his natural position, but he plays it well. Apart from Benzema, Rodrigo, Alvaro Fernandez is the only person that has stepped up to play that role well. As in, well. If this boy continues like this coming off the bench, I think he can get. This might be too much, but if he gets 10 goals between now and the end of the season, that's good.
Like I saw,
if he gets 5,
I saw a press
that's all
conference, and Ancelotti literally said he's going to be a starter next season. That's what he said. He's going to break into the team next season. So he's a guy with a lot of promise, no doubt. He's a guy with a lot of promise. So yeah, I agree with you 100%.
He's not going to be a starter, but
he's going to break into
play
the
a lot
team.
of. He play more regular.
Are you the coach?
Yeah.
If the coach says he's going to be a starter next season, do you know what?
Is he your coach
do you know
or is he
what
my
plans
coach?
he has for Benzema?
I'm telling you.
Do you know whether he wants to play both of them together? It's very much possible. So let's just hope and let's see.
He will start playing 4-4-2.
Who knows? Or Benzema start playing a little bit behind. He can create.
He's going to play. I am very sure he's going to play more first team football next season. But I do not think he's ready to be a starter.
But the truth is, I've heard this before. I've heard this before for Jovic. I've heard this before for all of their strikers, Mariano, Diaz. I've heard this before, so it's not new.
Just two games.
Can I say something?
Okay.
So this is the difference between Alvaro Fernandez and all these other players. Whenever Mariano is playing number 9 for us, you will just have a feeling that something is wrong. Even though he ends up scoring a goal in that match, the play is not good. He's not blending with the team. That happened with every other person I've mentioned. Rodrigo, apart from Benzema, Rodrigo was the only person who. That's why we not say moving to Rodrigo whenever Benzema is injured, because he was the only other person who seemed like he could play the number 9 role. He knows how to drop deep, collect the ball like Benzema. Now, apart from these two players currently in my squad, even Hazard could not play number 9 like this. Alvaro Fernandez plays it well. His combination play with the players on the wings and players in midfield is great. This is why I was, even before he scored this goal, I remember I had a call with Paul and I told him that this boy is going to be a star because he played well with the team before he scored. He played well, so he would play well. He would go well with the Real Madrid tactics and team play.
Yeah.
So it's just the goals that are left, and with due time, Vinicius will finish. How many goals does he want to get?
I just feel we should be patient. We shouldn't just be so. Yeah, he has potentials. Yeah, he's doing. The few cameos he's had, he's shown promise, but we should just allow him do his thing. No pressure, because when you begin to, I remember when Vinicius came in, he was doing every other thing right except scoring. The final third was lacking, but he was taking on players. He was, assisting. Was doing all other things, those little details. But he couldn't just get the ball at the back of the net. But when he came, everyone saw the all-round ability of Vinicius. So I think we should just, a bit take that pressure off Alvaro and then allow him do his thing. Yeah, he has potentials, but let's just watch him do his thing and not really put so much pressure on him.
Alright, I think we should just go around saying our scoreline for this game. Personally, I feel Real Madrid will win this one. I think they'll come out with probably a 3-1 victory again. I can't wait. If that result should repeat itself, I'll be really excited. 3-1 victory to Real Madrid. What do you guys think?
Well, I think it's going to be a close encounter.
I know I won't win.
And it's going to be a close encounter, and I think I just because of the injury worries Barcelona has right now, and all the team is going through now in terms of how they try to set up because of the players that are not involved. I'll just favor Real Madrid to nick it, maybe 2-1. 2-1.
Okay, and the Madrid fan, allow Madrid 4-0.
I would say knowing my team, if we kill the game like we've killed the Liverpool game already, but I think I'll go for 2-1 3-1.
Anyway, so let's dive into the Premier League. The Premier League this weekend, there are some very interesting and feisty fixtures this weekend. First of all, we're going to start with the Manchester City versus Newcastle United game. Now, personally, I feel this game is going to be very important. This game is very, very important because Arsenal won yesterday and they increased the lead at top of the table to 5 points. And Man City has to respond to that. The last time Man City had to respond, they got the 1-1 draw with Nottingham Forest. So they have to respond to that and they have to close the gap, or they would want to close the gap on Arsenal. Now Newcastle as well. Newcastle they are coming from a 2-game defeat. They lost against Liverpool, they lost against Manchester United in the final of the Carabao Cup, and now they're playing Manchester City. That's like a very bad run. They're playing Liverpool, playing Man United, now playing Man City. And they also want to fight for top 4. They were in the top 4, but now they've been knocked out by Tottenham Hotspur, so they want to fight for the top 4. So they have a lot in this game. They have a lot to play for. And let's not forget the first leg of this game. What a thriller it was. 3-3 from both sides. It was an amazing game. Energy from the beginning to the end. And I felt personally that was the game I knew that Newcastle had something about them this season. They had something about them. They were not just going to be like a good side. They were going to literally fight for Europe, and that's what they're doing right now. So I can't wait for this one. This is going to be an exciting game. Nusa, what do you think about this?
Yeah, it's absolutely going to be an exciting game because you have two different sides with different obligations, and you have Man City trailing Arsenal, and they know they cannot afford to slip up anymore. And if they do so, Arsenal would just run away with it. They've already opened a 5 points gap from their win yesterday, so they know they have to win this game. It's a must win for them. Then for Newcastle, they are trying to at least salvage their season. I mean, they want to be in Europe. They've done so well this season. I'm not sure anyone would have thought at the beginning of the season that Newcastle would be where they are right now. So they played in the finals against Man United and then they lost. So I feel they want to do everything they can to fight Tottenham for that spot. And we know that Tottenham, they are not even in the right form right now. So I'm expecting a good game. The first meeting between these two sides was a cracker, just like you said. Saint Maximin was the star of the show. He ran the entire team, but I don't think it's going to be the same because Newcastle, they've had a downtime, in their last few games leading to the final. So I'm thinking they would come out, they will try to prove a point against Man City, and we'll see how it goes. But I think Man City has all it takes. They have that extra edge. They just have that edge to nick it.
I don't know what to think, to be honest. I feel like it should be a draw game.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, City have a lot to play for, but it doesn't mean Newcastle is going to. City would win. City win.
What do you think is
there's too much at stake for them.
Exactly. But there was too much at stake for them against Nottingham Forest when they drew that match 1-1.
Exactly.
I think they are beginning to come out from whatever is wrong with them. Against Bournemouth, they tried a different formation. And then in the FA Cup, they tried a different formation and a different line. And then I saw Pep's comment on KDB. We know KDB is the heart of the City team, right? KDB himself might be the actual problem. So I heard, or Pep said KDB wasn't himself. He has not been himself, and even the first half he didn't do so much running, which is unusual. But in the second half of the game, he did a lot of running.
And got a goal.
He played a whole lot like himself. So I didn't even know his
Go.
So I'm very sure City will. City will win.
Okay.
And you know them, right? Once they score one goal, there's a tendency of scoring another goal and another goal. So I would say 2-0. 2-0, 3-1.
2-0. But I'm not sure that Man City, the Man City of this season is the 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. I think they've been inconsistent. There are games that they blow you away. When they score one, they score two. But there are some games they score one goal. At the end of the day, they end up losing it or they end up drawing the game. So we don't really know the Man City that will show up.
Okay, so I personally feel it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a very tight game. And if KDB turns up like we know he will or he should, then probably they will get the victory against Newcastle. But Newcastle is going to fight for this one. I think they've lost their last two matches and they want the response, so they want to get the response. So it's going to be a tight game and I cannot wait to see this one. Alright, we're going to the league leaders, Arsenal versus Bournemouth. Now, it's funny calling Arsenal the league leaders. I'm not going to lie, it's very funny calling Arsenal the league, but they are the league leaders. They're finally leading the table with 5 points, and Arsenal, it pains me to say this, but they have been good this season. They have been really good this season. They have exceeded expectations, and it felt like they were about to enter this blip moment where they lost to Man City, they lost to Everton, they were about to enter the blip moment, but they found a way back. They won Aston Villa, they won Leicester, now they've won their last game against Everton again. Convincing win as well. So it's like they are gradually crawling back to becoming that consistent team that they've been all throughout the season. And now they have an opponent in Bournemouth who is also fighting for relegation, who definitely want to respond, who definitely want to go for this one as well. So I expect Arsenal to win this because it's at Emirates again, but I still expect Bournemouth. Arsenal is going to start really quickly, like we know them. They are going to take the game to Bournemouth and they are going to literally try to score in the first 10-15 minutes. If Bournemouth can hold on for the first half or for the first 30 minutes without conceding a goal, then the game might be a little bit open because Bournemouth might literally, they have good players as well. Let's be honest. They have Solanke, they have the new guys they signed, Otara, that guy is also very good, very quick on the wing. So they have guys that can hurt you. Tavernier is also very good as well. So they have guys that can hurt you as well. So if they literally hold on in the beginning part of the game, they might actually see a chance to break from the counter and probably get a goal or two. So let's see how it goes. But I actually see Arsenal winning this one easily. What do you all think?
Yeah, trust me, it's going to with the Arsenal side, it's going to be a straight winning for me. And the reason I say that is because I just like the mentality of the boys. And when the season started, everyone, when Arsenal was having that good spell, winning games and all, a lot of persons thought, okay, it will get to a point where they will drop off maybe before Christmas.
Yeah.
They're going to drop off before Christmas. They're going to meet their Waterloo. Man City will be back, But they keep going. They just keep going. They keep winning. And the striking thing in all of this is that they still use the same crop of players, the same set of players, and they still deliver the goods. They just make one or two changes. You see Saliba playing, and Gabriel, you have Ramsdale always playing. You have Saka. They never rest him because they don't even have any better option to replace him when he's injured or when he's out of the team. So you just see that spirit. This Arsenal side is different from those the teams they've had in the past, because their mentality is just way different from those. They don't want to stop. They just keep winning. So I think it's going to be a stroll in the park for Arsenal against Bournemouth. Yeah, it's going to be a straight winning for them.
Yeah, me too. I think I wouldn't say exactly the same players, because they had a little issue. They became a little bit flatter when Gabriel Jesus was out of the team
Yeah.
and Ketia was, top nine. And now they found a better solution to that, which is Trossard up now. And since Trossard started playing the 2 games now, Martinelli is back scoring goals. Saka is scoring goals. So it just works well for the team. So I feel like how do you call it? Arsenal is going to take this away. Probably another 3-0.
I won't be
Or
surprised.
4-0.
I won't be surprised at all. I won't be surprised at all.
Eh,
We're just quickly going to have.
And again, sorry,
Yeah.
and again, I would say they did the best business in terms of transfer in January.
Very smart
They
business.
bought
Yeah,
only
very
2
smart
players.
business.
No, they bought 4. They bought 4 players actually, but 2 of them really great. One up front, one in the midfield, and they are Premier League proven players. Now that's the difference between Arsenal and Chelsea. Chelsea went to go and buy players that we don't know. Arsenal bought players that we know can play Premier League football.
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
Arsenal is
yeah,
not
they are.
innovative.
They
They're
are.
not
And
getting
then
wahala.
let me just mention that the change, the little tweak in their lineup, introducing Trossard instead of Nketiah has given them a different option to what Nketiah offers. Trossard now is not your conventional striker. He would not run in behind, but what it does is it takes up that space in the number 10 role and drags the defenders forward, allowing spaces in the side to allow Saka or Martinelli running. If you watch the game against, I think the match they won 1-0, 1-0, you saw the way he played up front in that game, but he was able to hold the ball by the side and allow Martinelli run in and give him that assist. So that's what he offers. It just gives you a different option, a different dynamism in their play, and
Yeah.
and that's what we love about this Arsenal side.
Okay. That literally says it all because Trossard is a dynamic forward, a little bit like Gabriel Jesus, but Nketiah is looking like a outright number 9. So that's the difference. And Arsenal, they really like
Traditional number 9.
exactly. They really like to interchange that position a whole lot. Dropping deep, doing some ball playing, and then leaving spaces for Saka and Martinelli to run in, and it's working for them. I feel like Arteta noticed that it wasn't working really well after some point with Nketiah, and the fact that he was bold enough to make that change, change up the front line, that is one trait I feel like will help them get the trophy and win the league. Everybody thinks Man City would come back because of their recent performances over the years with the Premier League, but I think Arsenal might just nick this one from them. Okay, let's just give score predictions for the Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace match. This is literally a mid-table team, just like Chelsea, who is also a mid-table team who we'll get to very soon. But Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace, I think, what's his name? The coach of Aston Villa, Unai Emery. Yeah, he has had some really bad games recently. But they won their last game, if I'm not mistaken. They won their last game. And Crystal Palace has not won any game throughout this year. This year, they've not won any game at all. Patrick Vieira must be craving this win as well. So it's going to be a very tight game. We already know Crystal Palace are very solid behind. It's going to be difficult for Aston Villa to break them down, but it's still going to be a very tight game. I see this one being a very low scoring game, but I don't know where to swing this to. I'll personally say Aston Villa might nick it in the end, but it's going to be a very tight game. What do you think?
Yeah.
Who's at home?
Aston Villa is at home.
Well,
I'm going for Villa.
I
No more talk.
like you said, it's going to be that game that you don't have lots of goals. Just that because everyone will be trying to play safe. So like Aston Villa will be trying to not give it, expose themselves, because even as we're saying, Crystal Palace can be dangerous on the attack, on the break, and so they would want to be careful the way they go forward against Crystal Palace side. My only problem with Aston Villa is the fact that they really don't have too much bodies in front. they have their midfield is sorted, but you're only banking on Watkins, and he can't always deliver for you. It's not We don't know Watkins to be a prolific goal scorer that would always score.
He has scored 5 in 5 games.
Yes, he has actually, but there were spells that he went without scoring. So we don't always expect him to always come up with the goals. But I think Aston Villa has all it takes, and they can win this. But I'm just going to say it's going to be either 1-1 draw.
It's going to be a
1-1 draw.
Yeah. Okay. Moving forward. Brighton versus West Ham. I think Brighton won the FA Cup game 1-0 against Stoke, and they were still good. Brighton, we already know they're a very good side this season. They showed their class. They scored an early goal and they held it till the match ended. And now they're playing a West Ham side that I felt were gradually picking back their form, getting back to their old selves. Because yesterday against Manchester United, they were winning 1-0, and I was like, wow, West Ham are back. They're doing what they're supposed to do. But boom, 3-1, just like that. Manchester United closed the game and they could not do anything afterwards. And Brighton, we know they're high flying right now. So for me, I think this one is also going to be a tough game, but Brighton would also take this one. What do you all think?
Yeah, Brighton would. For me, Mitoma is in scintillating form right now. He is. He is creating chances. He is scoring goals, important goals, and you have Caicedo's head back in the team. So I feel Brighton will win this just because West Ham, they are vulnerable at the back, and that's what the Brighton side would play on. So it's not going to be a high-scoring game, but I just think probably going to be a 2-1 for Brighton.
Jude, anything to add on this one?
I'll give it to West Ham.
No, man, this is what I like. Exactly. Tell me
who's
why.
at home?
Tell me why.
Who's at home?
Brighton's at home.
Doesn't matter. I'm giving it to West Ham. West Ham is taking it from me because the game against Manchester United, I didn't watch it because I was working. But I could tell that what is wrong, what is worrying West Ham now, their problem now is mentality. That's how when they went down by 1 goal, everybody's mentality just went down. There's no confidence, They probably never believed they could win the match. Compared to Manchester United, who is high on confidence.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I saw this stat. Manchester United has won more games than any other team.
Yeah, they have more wins.
Season.
They have
2
more
games
wins,
more than Real Madrid anyway. Shut up.
They have more wins.
2 games more than Real Madrid. If to see Socrates.
They do.
But I'm giving it to West Ham. West Ham is taking it for me. I don't see Brighton winning this game.
I will not be surprised if West Ham wins as well, because it's the Premier League. Obviously, everything is not supposed to go according to how it's supposed to go. So obviously, West Ham can come out and win this one. They were actually unbeaten in their last 3 games before this match. They lost to Manchester United. So like I said, it felt
those unbeaten. There were a lot of draws.
Yeah, 2 draws and a win. 2 draws and a win. So I felt like they were gradually getting their form. And in that last match, they were ruthless.
I mean, remember when West Ham won? When they played Chelsea, remember how difficult it was to play them?
Yeah.
Difficult for who?
It was difficult for Chelsea to play them because Chelsea.
Everything is difficult for
Chelsea. It was difficult now.
Inside right now.
No, but it was no. West Ham was rock solid, and this guy is back from injury. This guy was injured. This guy was injured. What's his name again? This Brazilian.
Paqueta.
Oh my God, what's his name? Paqueta, yeah. He was injured like in the first few minutes of the Chelsea game. Mm-hmm. He's back from injury. That guy is one of the creative
players in West Ham,
magicians for West Ham. Yeah, so I mean, there's no way I don't see West Ham turning things around for them. Like between now and then, I don't see West Ham getting educated. They probably end up in the mid-table.
This turning things around actually is the best transition into the next game we're going to be talking about, Chelsea versus Leeds. Do you also see Chelsea turning things around? Because I do not. As a Chelsea fan, I'm telling you, I do not. We are entering this game expecting
Leeds will turn you around. Don't worry.
Exactly.
Noto.
We are entering
Noto.
this
Don't be
game
notarized.
expecting nothing at all. Do you understand? We're done. We as a Chelsea fan base, we had a meeting. We decided we're not expecting anything from Chelsea this season. Whatsoever they want to do, that's their problem. Because we're tired. We're literally tired. Now we're playing Leeds in Stamford Bridge. This should be an easy match that will say, Chelsea should make this 3-0. Wow, they should score, they should keep a clean sheet. But you can't say this team we're playing actually won Chelsea the first leg 3-0 at Ellen Road. They won Chelsea 3-0 at Ellen Road. The same way Southampton won us on their ground 2-1, and then they came to Stamford Bridge and won us 1-0. So I can't see it. I can't really say that Chelsea would win this or even get a draw. I will not be surprised if Chelsea loses this game as well, because I am tired. I literally need to see something from them before I can start saying I will believe in Chelsea, I'll believe in Chelsea and all of that. But then Leeds as well. Leeds are also going through a lot. They lost their manager, they got in Javi Garcia, and they won their game. For the first game, Javi Garcia was the manager of Leeds. But then they played Fulham, and I was expecting a much tighter game, but then Fulham dispatched them so easily, 2-0 in the FA Cup. And I started thinking I leads back to the Leeds on that match. So
you see that Fulham?
Yeah.
That team. If they wear that team red jersey, you go see say na Liverpool.
Fulham are balling. Let's not talk about them until we start talking about Fulham, but Fulham are playing good football. So yeah, what do you all think about Chelsea versus Leeds?
I would allow Jude go first because Jude is a fan of Graham Potter, so let him go first.
And I'm a fan of Leeds too. Like I love Leeds football when they were under
Bielsa. Yeah, they played since
it was so sad when it became what it became. And I was looking at it like they are still playing the way Bielsa likes to play, but why are they losing? Like, why are they not scoring? But for this match, I would say
don't even do it. Don't do it. Don't.
On the other hand, Chelsea, right? I think what Potter needs to do now, because he has experimented quite a lot. No go experiment the whole season. All the experiments we don't do so far is don't write something down. So we should have an idea of the right players to use. I love this match because Leeds is not a team that will sit back and wait for it to come out.
Yeah.
As they are coming. It's bass both something. So it should be easier for Chelsea to score. If Chelsea no score for this match, then all night
it could have been easy. It could have been easier for Chelsea to score against Southampton.
Who's at home? Leeds. Chelsea is at home. I don't know, man. The way Chelsea is so.
Just give it to Leeds.
Chelsea is so poor.
I don't understand. Just give it to Leeds. Let's move on.
No.
Leeds at least they are playing well, but they are not getting results, right? Leeds are playing well, they are not getting results. And Thiago Silva is not yet.
He's not there.
Thiago Silva is not playing.
He's out for 6 weeks.
Leeds win or draw.
Finally.
No, that's it right there. No, sir. What are you saying? Leeds win, Abi?
You see, you know,
win 3-0.
You know that game, that particular game when you're not so sure because of how bad the team has performed. You're not really so sure what is going to happen. Either they are going to get beaten or they are going to draw. That's the state, the Chelsea side they are in right now, because they are not even scoring and they are not defending. If you're not scoring and you're defending, we'll say, okay, you're not going to score, but we are very sure that the opposition won't score past you.
But Chelsea is they're quite good defensively.
Well, they still lose games they are not supposed to, I just think if you look at the squad, they are good enough to win. They are really good enough to win. But we don't really know the experiment Graham Potter is going to perform.
No, sir, let's not waste time on Chelsea, please. No, sir.
I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. It's going to be a 1-1 draw because
1-1 draw. Both of you, you're just staying on the fence. As a Chelsea fan, I am telling you, I'm expecting nothing. So if they lose, I'll be okay. If they draw, I'll be okay. If they win,
No,
I'll be surprised.
but hold on.
I'll be
Let's
surprised.
look at the long run here. We have Leeds, and after Leeds, we have Dortmund. If
Yeah.
Potter loses these two, he's out. There's no.
We don't know that. See, that's
So-
the thing. Me, I thought Potter
so,
will be out after
I am
Southampton.
very sure.
We
I'm
don't
very
know.
sure that he's going to win one amongst both, or at
I
least
don't
put
think
in a
if he
good.
wins
He
one
might win.
amongst
I feel
both,
like
he
he
should
win
stay.
Leeds. He win Leeds, then put in a good performance against Dortmund. But
See, this is
The only performance against
So-
Dortmund that is good is if he wins that tie. Not 1-0 but 2-0 or 2-1 and goes to extra time or something. But that's the only performance that will be good. You cannot go and draw with Dortmund in Stamford Bridge and expect us to classify it as a good performance. It's not a good performance.
see why we say all of these things. We have to put something into consideration. Are the players tired of Graham Potter? If they are going to play poorly. They will keep playing badly until he gets sacked.
I saw a tweet recently. Somebody was saying how when Frank Lampard was the manager of Chelsea, his problem was that Chelsea had a transfer ban, so it affected the team. You know, he could not get in his squad. And when Tuchel was in charge, there was this whole problem with the UK government and the owners of Chelsea, affected a lot internally in the club. But now Graham Potter's problem is that the squad is too large. He literally said that the squad is too much. Like, it's very hard for him to manage this amount of how can too much players
Be a problem.
for you that you'll be losing matches? Come on now. Anyway, enough about Chelsea. It's a very sore subject for me, but it's something I'm not looking forward to. Like, I'm looking forward to every other match this weekend, but this one, whatever happens in this game. So we're going to also dive into another London club, Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham is also a team this season that, if you really critically look at them, you know that there's a problem in that team. You know that they are not performing optimally, but they are still in a good position. Like I said, they are in the top 4 in the Premier League. They just lost their FA Cup match against Sheffield United, which was embarrassing if you ask me. They definitely did not win the Carabao Cup. Manchester United took that one, and in the Champions League, they are a goal down to AC Milan, and they'll be playing the second leg at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So, for me, I feel like Tottenham Hotspur is going through a whole lot. I think the team is not firing as they should be firing, because I don't see how you would lose to Sheffield United. Like, Tottenham Hotspur has a very easy run in this FA Cup. Chelsea, in as much as I am very angry with the position we're in the Carabao Cup we have to play Manchester City. In the FA Cup we had to play Manchester City. But Tottenham Hotspur have been playing teams, they've not even played the Premier League team, funny enough, in the FA Cup. So they had a very good run. Win Sheffield United, if they win Sheffield United, they will go on to play Blackburn. So you see, like, it was literally the season for them to go straight into the finals of the FA Cup. But they actually threw it away and they lost away to Sheffield United. And Wolves are actually doing really well. I know they lost their last match against Liverpool, but yeah, they are still doing well. Lopetegui has changed the squad. They are fighting a little bit more. They are attacking a little bit more. They are defending a little bit better. So, and they are playing at Molineux. I'm telling you, without a doubt, I cannot see Tottenham winning this game. Without a doubt, I don't see them winning this game. I think Wolves might win this, or it might end in a draw. What do you think?
I think it's going to end in a draw. I agree with you. I don't think Tottenham with the way they are playing right now, I don't see them winning this game. So I go for a draw. Be a 1-0 draw.
I actually see Tottenham winning. I actually believe they win. I do. And then
Because
reasons being they have nothing else to play for. They're out of FA
They
Cup.
have the top 4.
What's that? Against who? AC Milan.
yeah.
They should dream again. AC
I feel
Milan
like
just
they have
won
a better
Atlanta
chance to even
2-0.
win that match than they have a chance to win this Wolves.
What?
Even if they are one goal
Bro.
down. Yeah, that's
AC Milan
it's the Champions League.
for Tottenham.
You remember what they did to Ajax, and they won that match, and then they went to the finals.
That team is very different from this.
So Tottenham being down in the first leg does not necessarily mean they are down and out. It's the Champions League. I think in Tottenham Hotspur ground, did they not just win Chelsea 2-0? Did Chelsea not win AC Milan home and away? I know we don't look at football like that, but hey, come on, there's a chance there. There's a chance there.
And I see Tottenham winning. I see Tottenham winning. Forget waiting. It should just be a matter of who took their chances. And you know how you came. And then the others know him.
Yeah,
they don't need so many chances.
Son.
I think Bentancur is injured. Is he? I think he's injured.
Bentancur is out for the season.
So I think they are really missing him. Because that guy is an engine in that midfield. But I see Tottenham winning. They will take their chances at the end. They will not play beautiful football. I think Conte might even be back this weekend as well.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah. But Tottenham win is what I see.
Okay. Yeah, I see a draw or a Wolves win in this one. So the last game for Saturday, Southampton versus Leicester City. You see, every time I see Southampton now, I just laugh because Southampton has been so poor this season. They've been losing and they've been losing and they've been losing, and then they saw Chelsea and then they won. And the worst thing is that they now went to the FA Cup and they were playing Grimsby Town, and then they lost.
But they lost. Yeah, it was so.
And then they
funny.
lost.
It was funny.
But they saw Chelsea, they won. What's going on with
they have a hard on for Chelsea.
I'm telling you, a strong one. A strong. They want to screw us every time.
They're like, bitch, come here.
I feel like this is the best time.
No.
The best time to play Chelsea. It's just the best time. Why they are trying to sort out.
For everybody line up, collect your. They call us charity FC right now. Line up and collect your 3 points.
If you don't
Shano Wally.
They are on a spree right now. They are distributing points.
Southampton, Leicester City. What do you think? Southampton is playing at home.
Leicester win. I see Leicester winning that game.
I see Leicester winning as well.
Southampton, Leicester winning.
Yeah, Leicester winning this one as well. Now on Sunday, the first game, Nottingham Forest versus Everton. This is very, 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 very interesting game. Very, very tight game. Sean Dyche.
Going to be a very
Sean Dyche,
game.
the beautiful Sean Dyche defensive line. Arsenal came with revenge, and then they scored 4 past him. So I don't know. Nottingham Forest are very good on their ground. They are very good on their ground. The City ground. Whenever they play there, they play like a different beast. They play like a different team altogether. So they are going to be up for this one. Nottingham Forest have actually been good in the past couple of weeks. They've been getting some good results. That's why they are out of the bottom 3 right now. So they are going to actually give Everton a run for their money. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see if Everton can come away and get something out of this game, because I think Nottingham Forest are actually in prize position to actually win or get a draw from this game. What do you think?
Well, I just wish I could say both of them will lose, but you just have to. That's how bad they've been. To me, I just feel the team that has the least mistakes, that makes the least mistakes, will go ahead and get something out of the game, because they are all. This one does make their own mistakes. Everton makes theirs. So I can't really call this. Really, I can't call it. But I would say it's going to be a boring game. You will not have lots of. You will not
very
have lots
boring
of goals.
game.
You will not have
There's
lots
no
of
excitement
goals.
when you hear the lineup. Nottingham Forest versus Everton. You just want to sleep. Like that's siesta time. Do you know how poor Everton was yesterday? I feel like the board they will regret. They will regret
that team won Arsenal.
Yeah,
you get it. But anyway, considering how Arsenal was playing that time, was when they were a bit rigid with Nottingham up front. Now, yesterday they were the Arsenal that we knew, very flexible. The only person that did not change position was Saka. The rest were moving. God, what made it more interesting was when they removed Xhaka and brought in Fabio Vieira, and then they removed. Is it Trossard? They removed Trossard and brought in. I don't know. They removed Saka and brought in. They brought in Nketiah. They brought in Emmy Smith. So they had 3 number 10s in the field at the same time. They had Fabio Vieira, Smith Rowe, and Odegaard. Almost in football, why they know they're supposed to score fifth goal yesterday, sef. I was rooting for Martinelli to get his hat trick, you know.
Don't mind, look at this one.
I was like, no, this guy will get hat trick here.
FPL.
To be honest, Everton were playing well. They were playing well when it comes to attacking. They were playing well under Frank Lampard. But the defending was shambles. It was rubbish. It's almost the same thing as when Lampard was in charge of Chelsea.
Everton, they were lucky to collect 4.
Attack was good.
No, that's just been nice.
Okay. So we agree that that's going to be a very boring game on Sunday. But to a match that we definitely know will never be a boring game, I think this has one of the most rivalry of the Premier League, Liverpool versus Manchester United, the teams with the highest trophies in the Premier League facing each other. Liverpool are actually coming back as well. They are playing good football a little bit, you know. Van Dijk is back in the defense, so the defense looks a little bit solid. Konate is back in the defense, they look a little bit solid.
Solid goal. You know, solid when Vinicius they use them.
No. Konate was not there. Konate was not there.
Defense.
I feel like their best partnership is Van Dijk and Konate. That's their best defensive partnership. Yeah. So, and now both of them are back fit, and both of them will play the game on Sunday. And then they rested Robertson as well. So Robertson will play the game on Sunday with Trent. Trent is always very good attacking, but defensively, you know, there are still some little quirks that he has to fix. But then the midfield, personally,
it's not little quirks, it's a big quirk.
For the midfield of Liverpool, if Jurgen Klopp decides to go with the same midfield he put out against Wolves, then probably they will have a chance, because I don't want to see Milner, Henderson and Fabinho as a midfield 3 against Casemiro, Fred and Bruno Fernandes. It's not just going to work. It's going to be a dismantling. They will finish that midfield. So what do you all think? It's going to be an interesting match. What do you think?
Let me say this quickly. When you said he was going to rig the game, I saw what I heard was rig. Like, they won't rig football match.
This is not INEC, please. This is not INEC. They don't do that. They don't do that type of things here. No.
I'm like,
no, read.
Tinubu don't they play for Man U.
I will not buy them. Who knows? Oh my god.
Anyway, by the way, while we were recording, Itabi went on air with Arise, so do well to watch it after this.
No, definitely, I'll have to see it. But anyway, yeah, back to Liverpool versus
I always like to play devil's advocate, right? And to be very honest, there's a problem I have with Manchester United fans. When they win, we not the year word. We not the year word. Everywhere go just full. Man U fans everywhere go. Glory, Manchester United.
GG,
This is for you to hold that.
Now let me let us hear what. So anyway, Man U is definitely winning this one sharp, because I mean, where Rashford they play now, where the pipe they.
I'm telling you, no. It's not so, come on now.
Manchester United is definitely going to win. No, it's bad though. No, it's bad. For James Milner to be coming on for you.
You should know that there's a problem.
James Milner. James Milner is how old? No.
37, I think.
No. Man U is going to win.
Well, I think I already know the starting lineup for that match.
You do?
I could picture. Yeah, like I can picture the setup for the game. Trust me, I can picture the setup for the game, and that's because of what we know Erik ten Hag is going to do. It's been unbelievable. But I think that match is going to be won in the middle of the pack. That's where it's going to be won. And if Liverpool plays that young midfielder from Spain, and Fabinho and Harvey Elliott, the same midfield
they
used against Wolves, they are going to lose horribly. You know why? That midfield cannot compete with Casemiro, Fred, and Bruno
If we're
Fernandes. They are
honest,
going to be
there's
up
no
front.
midfield Liverpool has right now that can compete with Casemiro, Fred, and Bruno Fernandes. So should they not play?
They will, but what I'm thinking, I would think they would maybe bring in one of those their experienced heads. Maybe I don't know.
It has to be Henderson.
They should not just play. They shouldn't play Harvey Elliott and that guy together. It's going to be so light in midfield. But I think Man United will win the match. It's going to be a 3-1 win for Man United. I'm so convinced.
If this match was last season, I'm sure you will not be this confident. But yeah, I understand.
No,
I understand. The form,
I won't be.
The form of Liverpool right now is not really good, and they are playing an informed side with Casemiro playing as the king of the midfield right now. He's doing a whole lot. He's scoring goal. He scored yesterday as well, but it was disallowed, an offside goal.
Yes.
So he's scoring goals, adding goals to his game, holding down the midfield, and everybody just seems to be happy playing for Ten Hag. And you can't like right now it's difficult. I would like to see Napoli and Manchester United play. If Napoli and Manchester United play, I would definitely want to watch that game to see how these two sides that are very strong right now in European competitions, how they can actually perform against each other. Anyway, so yeah, let's touch on the Monday Night Football. We have Brentford versus Fulham. This is going to be interesting. Now, I do not know if Ivan Toney is going to play because of the whole betting charges and everything around him. So I'm not sure about that. But these two sides have been amazing this season. Like Marco Silva, what he has done with Fulham this season is amazing. It's really good because you can see them play as though they are, when the season started, people were giving their predictions and everything. You would not see anybody put Fulham in the first 10 or the first half of the Premier League table. People are saying they'll go right back down to the Championship and all of that. But now they are playing like a European team, playing like somebody in the top 8 of the Premier League, which they currently are right now. So it's really good. It's really, really good. And Brentford are also a team that Thomas Frank, we know what he can do. We know what he has done so far for Brentford. And they are also firing really well. So I cannot wait for this match. It's going to be really tough. It's going to be exciting. It's going to have goals. This one is going to have goals. It's not going to be like the Nottingham Forest and Everton game. This one would have lots of goals and it's going to be interesting. And if you ask me to call this one, it will be very easy for me to say I can't really call this one. What do you all think about this game?
For me, I think we'll get goals, that's for sure. It's not going to be a boring encounter. If that's one thing I'm sure of. Both sides will get a go at each other, and I'm just thinking we might have a 2-2 draw. You have because you can't really, just like you've mentioned, you can't really separate these two sides so much. They've been playing well. Brentford, in their own rights, they've done a lot. They've, I think, won 4 or so of the big sides this season. They won against Man City, they won against Man United. So, and Fulham they are also in a good form right now. So I think we can't say Fulham outrightly would win or Brentford would win. So I'm just thinking it's going to be a 2-2 draw.
Okay. I think probably we're going to wrap this up now. I can't wait to see the Clasico this evening. It's going to be an exciting one. I can't wait to see the weekend games this weekend. It's going to be an exciting one. If you don't want to watch the Chelsea game, I totally understand. You all should help yourself. If you're a Chelsea fan watching this video, please help yourself, for your mental health. Leave Chelsea alone for now. Watch other games. Watch Liverpool versus Manchester United. Watch Nottingham Forest versus Everton. Leave Chelsea alone, okay? And it was an exciting time. It was really exciting having to do this with my boys, the boys from the stands. Our very first video, and we're really excited about it. And we would really love you to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Comment where you're watching this video from, and we will see you in the next one. Okay? Bye.